So he asked about Roger's like pre-match routines, how to get his mind 100% to the upcoming match, like the hour before or something, you know, like how is Roger focusing? Some players listening to music, you know, I heard that a lot. Some players watch TV, they're all different. Is Roger doing anything in particular?
He has his routines. I mean, you know, he generally does, you know, when I was with him, we usually the night before would have a brief talk, 5 minutes to 10 minutes about what tomorrow's match looked like, you know, just strategy wise, just so just to make sure we're on the same page. And then the day of the match, we'd do he'd wake up, he'd do his treatment, then he'd do his warm up on the court, hitting some balls. And usually between warm up and when he played, after the warm up, he'll have his meal. And then usually between warm up and when he plays, we kind of go over again what he talked about or what we talked about the night before for the match. Okay. If there's something really specific, for instance, if he's playing a lefty for the first time at the tournament, then maybe during the warm-up that day, we would work on just a couple different things just because of the lefty serve or whatever. Yeah. But generally, he had a really, really good understanding of the difference between warm-up and practice. And this is one thing that I would implore coaches to teach young players is the day of matches, when you're going to play a match, your work is done. Your work is done. Yeah. You're going to warm your body up to play a match. You're not going to get any better. You're not going to get any worse. The only way you'll get better or worse is if your mind tells you you're going to get better or worse. But that's one thing I really admired about Roger. Pete was the same way. They understood the difference between practice and warm-up. And warm-up, you just want to feel the ball. You want to feel comfortable, get the body going. Like I said, if it's a different style of play, maybe you'll practice against a lefty return to serve a little bit. But understanding the difference releases a pressure valve internally, which helps. But Roger's routine was generally very similar to that, which was have a hit, go through a couple little simple themes, and then after the hit, we would readdress what he wanted to try to do during the match. So 5 minutes the night before, go through a strategy, half an hour hit, you know, a meal, couple hours before he plays, and then just kind of a reaffirmation of what he wanted to try to do on the court. And then right before he goes on the court, he does his, probably 15 to 30 minutes with the physio to get ready, and then another 15 to 30 minutes of warm-up stuff to get his body going right before he goes on the court.